Welcome to Get Simplified channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for me. Right, we continue with our question and answer series. This time we are going to look at social implications regarding hardware and software. So activity 8, let's start straight with 8.1. Explain what an on-site warranty is and why a tablet does not usually have an on-site warranty. Now, there are two questions put together. The first one is the explanation of on-site warranty. And then the second one is why tablet does not have on-site warranty. Right, now when you talk about on-site warranty, it's whereby the service provider will have to repair your product at your location. In other words, when you purchase an item there, and then there's a problem with the device, they will have to come there to your location and then fix it. And that is what we call the on-site warranty. Now, a tablet does not have on-site warranty because of the following reason. One, because the tablet is too small and more portable, so you can easily take it to them for them to repair for you. Two, repairs are often simpler and can be performed off-site. And then also specialized tools and environment are needed for the repair. Like the tablet, there are certain things that they will need in order to repair it. So if they come to your location, it might not be necessary for that. And then 4, tablets are also cheaper to replace than to repair. If your tablet is broken, it can easily be replaced instead of you going through that hassle to repair it. So these and many more are the reasons why a tablet does not have on-site warranty. On-site warranty is mostly for something like multifunction printer, normally used in businesses, because those devices are too bulky, they are too huge, so it will be difficult for you to carry to them. So they have to come to your site and then work on it. Right, 8.2, give 2 reasons why a tablet is more suitable for outdoor use. 1, because it is portable. 2, because it has a long battery life. 3, because it has a touch screen. It's easy to use in outdoor, even with gloves or wet hand. And then 4, Wi-Fi and cellular connectivity. Many tablets can get access to internet through Wi-Fi technology. So wherever that you are, you can get access to it. So basically, these are the reasons why tablets are mostly used in outdoors. Now, 8.3, give 2 ways in which to extend the storage of the tablet. Now, when you talk about extend the storage of the tablet, meaning that to increase the storage of the tablet, let's say your storage is 2 gig or 10 gig, and how will you increase it so that you'll be able to save more information or data? 1, by using external SD card. So if you have external SD card, you can insert it so that you can save most of the work on it. 2, by using cloud storage services like Google Drive, iCloud, Dropbox. If you are using it, most of the work you can back up on cloud storage so that you have more internal storage. And 3, by removing unused apps to free up space. If there are some apps that you are not using, you can delete them so that you can free up space. And then 4, offloading data to external hard drive through USB. So if you have the micro USB, you can connect it and then to your external hard drive so that you can save most of the work there or back up there. And 5, transferring media files like videos and photos to your computer. You can also send them to your computer using a cable so that you can now have more space on your tablet. So these and many more are the reasons why, or the ways that you can extend or increase the storage space of your tablet. Now, 8.4. Give 2 reasons why one would make automatic backup. Why would you have to do automatic backup? 1, to prevent data loss. 2, backup consistency. Ensure that the backup are regular without forgetting it. You know, sometimes we forget to make backup if you are doing it manually. So when you set it up as automatic, it will do them so that you don't forget it. And 3, save time by automating the process. Instead of to go through the long processes, it will save you time and then to do it automatically. Provide peace of mind. And then the last one is easy recovery. So these are the reasons why we set automatic backup. 8.5, suggest 2 guidelines to be included in the policy for making backup at a company. Now, what are the guidelines that you have to follow whenever you are doing backup? Remember, backup is making copies of your file, and the copies that you are making should be offsite. It should not be on the same computer. So the first one is only backup when computers are not being used. In other words, when you are using computer, it's not advisable to backup because it will make your computer to be slow. 2, do not store backups in the same location as the original data. In other words, if you are using the same computer, do not keep your backup on the same computer. Whether you're using different account stuff, because when something happens to the same computer, you will have to format the computer and everything will be deleted, whether you are using multiple users or not. So please do not save or make backup on the same computer. 3, specify a storage medium. You must indicate where are you saving it. Is it cloud storage, or are you saving it on external hard drive or flash drive? And then 4, backup to multiple times or multiple types of media. In other words, if you backup on external hard drive, try and also backup on cloud storage, or you backup on a flash drive, so that if one fails, you can still get access to the other one. So it's advisable to backup on different types of media. And the next one is do incremental backup to save space or data, or only backup recent data and not everything. So the recent one that you need to backup, do not have to backup the whole thing so that you have enough space. Do not backup software or program that can be reinstalled. If the software can easily be reinstalled from online or from any other media, you don't have to backup that software. Encrypt sensitive data on backup, or ensure changes cannot be made to the backup. You must make sure that some of your sensitive information, you put password or you protect it so that people cannot get access to it. And you must test backup as well, whether they are working after you have saved it on external hard drive. And then you must make sure that you assign a responsible person for backup. Not everybody can do backup, so that they don't mess up the whole process. So these are the guidelines for making a backup. So if you're asked to give 2 or 3 guidelines for making backup, don't forget these. Backup when the computers are not being used. Don't save it on the same location. And then you must indicate the medium that you want to use. Right. 8.6, give 2 functions of UPS. UPS stands for uninterruptible power supply. Uninterruptible power supply. Now, this is a device that we connect to our computers or our computing devices or servers so that it gives you a temporary power or backup power for you to save your work. So the functions are: one, it provides backup power during power outages to keep essential system running. So your server or your computers, you can connect the backup power to it, which is the UPS, and then it will save you from losing a lot of information. Two, it protects device from power surges and voltage spikes. Also, this load shedding, the power is not stable, so it can even affect your devices and even make them not function properly. So you need to put a UPS so that to protect the device, there will always be a power to your computer. And three, it prevents data loss during sudden power failures. Four, regulate voltage to ensure consistency in power delivery. And five, ensures uninterrupted services for critical systems and equipment. So these are the functions of UPS: backup, protecting devices from power spikes, and then also preventing data loss. Right, 8.7a. What's the difference between PSU and UPS? Now, PSU stands for power supply unit, and then UPS stands for uninterruptible power supply. So there are two different words here, or abbreviations: power supply unit and then uninterruptible power supply. Now, the PSU provides continuous power from the electrical outlet to the computer. Like, in other words, if it's a laptop, that is where you plug in your charger. So where the charger is connected to the system, that's what for the PSU. So it gives a continuous power from the electrical outlet. And then the UPS, like we said, they give a temporary backup power during outages. So that's the difference. The UPS gives a temporary power, while the PSU gives a permanent or a continuous power from the electrical outlet. 8.7b, give two other ways in which the electrical or the electricity usage of a computing device can be decreased. Besides switching off at night. Remember, that's the long battery life for mobile devices. Now, how can you ensure that the electricity usage can be decreased? In other words, you do not misuse the energy to be energy efficient. So the first one, you must decrease the brightness settings of the screen, unplug chargers when you are not using it, change the balance between the power consumption and power settings, and set device on a sleep mode or to hibernate mode. Buy energy efficient devices or use energy efficient apps. Swap HDD for SSD. In other words, when you use SSD, it consumes less power. So in other words, you must use devices that are energy efficient. Plug out peripherals like printers that you are not using, because they also take a lot of power from the computer. Switch off Bluetooth or Wi-Fi settings or Wi-Fi when you are not using. Close programs that are not being used. So if you have opened too many programs, they also consume a lot of power. So you must close the program that you are not using. These are ways of ensuring that electricity usage of computing device can be decreased, or saving electricity of your device for longer battery life. And then 8.8, state three advantages of HDMI cables over VGA. Here we are comparing HDMI over VGA again. We said the HDMI gives a higher resolution 2, digital signal transmission is always faster. And then it also support both the audio and then video as well. And then it gives a better compatibility with most of our modern devices. So these are the advantages of HDMI, which is high definition multimedia interface, over VGA, which is video graphic array. So these are the reasons why one will purchase HDMI. Now, 8.9, define the term convergent. Now, when you talk about convergent, it refers to multiple functions or technologies combined in one device. So these are the keywords. Combining 2 or more functionalities in a single device is called convergent. Example is smartphone. You know, when you take smartphone, you will find a phone in it for making calls. You will find a webcam, and then you will find internet browsing. So there are so many technologies. You can also find GPS. Also, there's so many technologies that are combined in a single device, and that is what we call the convergent. So examples of convergent devices are smartphone, laptops, and the rest. They are all convergent devices. 8.10, give 2 disadvantages of having convergent devices. It reduces specialized functionality. That means it may not function, it may not perform each function as well as dedicated devices. If you compare the function of webcam with a digital camera, the webcam cannot have better performance as compared to digital camera. So we are saying that because they are combined, they are reduced in terms of their functionality. And then increased complexity. More functions make the device difficult to use or harder to use. Number 3, shorter lifespan. Combining multiple technologies can lead to a quicker wear and tear. So like if you have so many technologies in one device, it does not last as compared to using a dedicated device. 4, higher repair cost. That is why these days when you take your smartphone and then for repair, they charge you a lot of money because there are a lot of functionalities in there that they have to open up. And then 5, limited upgrade options. Unlike the separate devices, the convergent devices may not have easy upgradability. So these are the disadvantages of having a convergent devices. But then when we talk about the advantages, there are so many advantages of convergent devices. Like the next question, 8.11, they reduce electronic waste because there are fewer devices that are needed, so they reduce disposal need. Lower energy consumption as well. Increased efficiency. It saves resources and compact design. So these are the advantages that contribute to green computing, but the disadvantages are also there, even though they have numerous advantages. Right, 8.12. Write down the general term for the process where broadcasting services are changed from analog into digital technology. So when you change broadcasting from analog to digital technology, the term is called digital transition, or we sometimes call it digital migration. Now, 8.13, state 2 advantages of digital migration or digital broadcasting. 1, it improves pictures and sound quality. Because we have changed from analog to digital, it gives a higher resolution. And 2, more channels are available. Like when you go to Super Sports or DSTV, which is the digital one, they have so many channels there. And then interactivity, viewers can accept additional features like on-demand content and better signal reliability. Then the last one is multimedia capabilities. They are able to transmit data like subtitles, digital radio, and other things. So these are the advantages of digital technology or digital broadcasting. 8.14a, give 3 reasons for creating a compressed file. In other words, reasons for zipping. 1, they reduce file size. 2, when you reduce file size, it makes it faster to upload or download. And 3, they organize multiple files as one, that is combining so many of them in one. When you zip, you can put so many files and then you make it as one so that you can easily send it and easy to manage. And then it also gives security. Like when you zip, you can put password on your folder. So these are the reasons why we create zipping file or a compressed file. 8.14, give 2 reasons for creating a compressed file. That's what we talked about here. They are the same. And then 8.15, give 2 ways to fix a mouse pointer that moves in an unpredictable way. Reinstall the driver. If the mouse is not working properly, you have to check the driver and reinstall. Check cables or transceiver connections if you are using a Bluetooth mouse. Try another surface for the mouse. Maybe the surface where you put the mouse, you place the mouse is rough or is giving you a problem. Restart the computer or you must restart the mouse. Unplug it. Adjust the mouse pointer settings or speed or sensitivity. Try using another USB port. Maybe the USB port is faulty. Clean or clear any kind of dirt or something there on the optical sensor. And then also replace the batteries when you are using the wireless mouse. 8.16, name 2 types or 2 steps you would need to follow to close a non-responding application. If your application is not responding, what are the steps? First one is you must press Control, Alt, and delete. Or you can just go to, when you press the Control key, Alt, and delete, it's going to give you Task Manager. So you click on Task Manager. Then the application that you don't want, you click on it. If I don't want to use Microsoft, I click on it and I click on End Task, so that it will delete for you. Alternatively, you can also set Task Manager and then you open it instead of you to press Control Alt Delete. So you can also use or search Task Manager. From the Start menu or search bar. And then you choose the application that you want to close. Then you click on End Task. So these are the steps that you have to follow when you want to close a non-responding app. 8.17, give 2 causes of an application to stop responding. Why do we have applications not responding? It could be that lack of system resources, like not enough RAM to run the application, or you're having lack of disk access, or too many applications running on the background, or application is in the process of updating. So if the application is updating, or you have so many programs that have been opened, or you have low disk space, or you have low RAM space, then it can cause your application not responding. Again, lack of network access or connectivity. If your network is down, it will lead to that. Hardware malfunctions like faulty RAM or CPU or overheating. corruption of software or faulty software or software bug. So software bug can also lead to non-responding. And lastly, malware. Malware could be virus infection or hacking software. These can lead to your application not responding. 8.18, what is digital divide? Now, digital divide refers to the gap. The first keyword is the gap between individuals or people who have access to technology, those who have access to technology, and those who do not have access to technology. So there's a gap. There's a difference between people who have access to technology and those who do not have, and we call it the digital divide. Like, for instance, if you go to cities like Joburg, Cape Town, there are so many technologies available to them. They even have the 5G and others. But when you go to certain local areas like Tamasekwa and other places, they are even struggling to have 2G network. So there's a huge gap between those who have access to technology and those who do not have it. Hence, we call it the digital divide. 8.19, briefly explain what a keylogger is and why it is so dangerous. Keylogger is a software. So the first keyword is software that track and record your keystroke. So the software which track and record every keystroke that you use, and even track what your mouse is doing. So the keylogger can even track what your mouse is doing or whatever that you click on. Right. So now, in this way, the person who installed the software can monitor whatever activity that you are doing and obtain your sensitive information like your password without your knowledge. So the keylogger, they are able to monitor you and steal your sensitive information. Of course, keyloggers might also have an advantage, like parents can use it to monitor their children, how they use their devices also, which is an advantage. Or companies can also use it to monitor or track the usage of their internet connectivity at workplace. So those are the advantages, but it's dangerous because people can use it to steal your sensitive information. Now, 8.20, explain the term firewall. And then the function of a firewall. So a firewall is a software or hardware. That's the first keyword, which block or stop unauthorized access to network. So they are software or hardware that block you access to unauthorized access to network. Now, there are softwares that can be used as firewall, and then the hardware, like they use it as a form of a router. That's the hardware firewall. Now, it checks which programs are trying to get access to your internet and try to access the network from your computer. So it is not designed to detect virus. Please take note, firewall does not detect virus, but rather they block you access to network and authorized access to network. It does not solve the problem of virus. That's why you must take note of that. Right. Thank you for your time. The next lesson, we are going to look at general concepts and practices, some of the questions that we have to take note. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.